Hey everyone, there is so much to unpack on Sean Diddy Combs' trial day 17. The judge was pissed off at Sean Diddy Combs, which we're going to talk about, why the judge was pissed off. Next, Jane Doe took the stand and testified against Sean Diddy Combs, and she's using a pseudonym named Jane. Her name and her identity has not been revealed. Also, we're going to talk about the details that she mentioned during her freak off relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. So we're going to dive in and talk about it and get your input. So here we go. Welcome back to That's It. So let's get right to it. I love this judge. This judge has no time for games, shenanigans, none of that. He is by the book. And I love this type of judge. We need more judges like that. He is not having games. He means serious, okay? He means business. That's what I want to say. He means business. So he threatened Sean Combs, say that if he makes any facial expression, any gestures, anything to the juries, he is out of the courtroom. He will just be in jail until the trial is over. Because according to the judge, Sean Diddy Combs was nodding his head towards the jury. The judge said the judge said there is no, absolutely no facial expression, no any kind of sort to the judge to implement that the jury should be on your side. And the reason why he said that, because one of Cassidy's friends, Brianna Bongo, hopefully I'm saying it right, that she testified on Wednesday saying that Sean Diddy Combs dangled her feet over the balcony. And then when she said that in the stand, Sean Diddy Combs was just shaking his head, nodding his head like this, and just giving facial expression that what Brianna's saying was not true. And the juries were seeing that. And the judge noticed that too. And the judge had to like stop and remove the jurors out of the box and call his one of his attorney, Mark, I can't pronounce his name, Mark, you know who he is, and said, this is absolutely unacceptable, and I'm not going to have this in my courtroom. If he does it one more time, if he make any facial expression, any gestures, anything to the jurors, that man is out. Okay, he will be in jail until the trial is over. There is no place like this, no place like this in my courtroom. Do you understand me? And he said it again. He said, "Do you understand me?" And then Mark said, "Yes, I understand." Final warning, because it seemed like, Diddy been doing this, giving gestures, giving hearts, giving this. I don't know if it's some sign of intimidation to the juries or whatever, but there's no place in that in the courtroom. And the judge means business. If Sean Diddy Combs do it again, he is out, okay? And this is some sign of intimidation that he's trying to have one of the jurors to be on his side. So then when it's time to deliberate, then one is going to say, a few of them are going to say guilty, and one is going to say not guilty, and then they're going to try to figure it out. And you know how it goes inside that thing, because we all see it in movies and shows that, all of them have to agree of guilty or not guilty. If one thinks that the person's innocent, then they got to sit in the room and brainstorm and figure out, and you don't want to rush this thing, you know what I mean? Because it takes one person to try to rush these things, and then, a lot of people, a lot of the jurors, they just want to go home. They just want to go home because it's like a 6-week or 8-week trial, and then, they're taking time out of their job, their families, their friends, their social life. So when things get tied up and all the jurors don't agree, and you have one believe that he is innocent and the rest believe that he is guilty, yeah, it's going to take time. And we don't want that. We want all the jurors to be on the same page and find him guilty, okay? And what Sean Diddy Combs is doing, judge is not having it. And that's why I love this judge, because he has no time for any shenanigans and any bullshit in his courtroom, okay? So he been warned. Diddy and his lawyers been warned. If it happens again, he is out, and he's no longer going to sit in while trial is happening here. He'll be in jail. In jail. And if it was me and the judge noticed that a few times, I wouldn't even give him any second chance. No, you're out. You out. But you know what? He's trying to be fair, which I love the judge. He's trying to be fair, so that's fine. But the judge said the judge is not playing. The judge threatened Diddy. Do it again. Do it again. See what happens. Like, who do he think he is? Diddy thinks that he's just above the law, that he can do whatever he wants, and trying to what manipulate the jurors, trying to intimidate them, while the judge is right there. Like, you have no respect for the law, obviously, because you can still do what you want to do and not have any consequences of your action. That tells you something, you guys, because if he has enough balls to do it in front of the judge and the judge noticed that, what else he's capable of? The proof is in the pudding. But anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I just want to talk about victim number two. So victim number two, she's using a pseudonym named Jane, and she testified her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, which I want to break it down to you, and it's a lot to unpack about their relationship. So, according to Jane Doe, and this obviously we don't know who she is. She is an ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs. They dated for 3 years, from 2021 until last year, before Sean Diddy Combs got arrested, and she was just asking the prosecutors was asking questions how they met, and they met, and she was on a girls trip on 2021 or 2000. I'm trying to remember. Let me just get my notes. Sorry, you guys. Oh yeah, they met she was on a girls trip in Miami in 2020. Excuse me, and that's how she met Sean Diddy Combs, and she was like saying that at first it was very sweet, it was very nice. I'm going to show you what she said. Just give me one moment. Let me try to look it up here. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so she said when she met him, she said, I think this is it. Sorry if it's blurry. I remember when I first saw Sean, he walked in the room of the hotel, and he was larger than life. He had a big personality, really charming, very passionate, and just how he speaks. So she was drawn to that. And that's what she said in her testimony. She was very drawn to the things that he has done, the things that he accomplished during his life and his career, and how charming and romantic he was. And that's how it all started, because it started with Cassidy, and now it started with her. And with her testimony, it's very, very similar to Cassidy's testimony. Like the similarities is just so crazy to me. So moving on, then I want to tell you how they dated. So basically, she said that things were going well in the beginning of the relationship, and then he started to ask her if she's willing to engage in some sexual activity with another man. Then she said she's willing to do it because she wanted to please Sean Diddy Combs, because she was in love with him, and she wanted to do it. So basically, Combs flew her to Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Turks and Caicos, all these lavish trips, and 90% of the time Jane was with Sean. So 3 years out of that relationship, she was with him. Then one night, he wanted to, do this rendezvous, this freak off, and they went to the hotel, and there's a pattern here. And he had certain requirements, and it's the same type of requirements with Cassidy. And I'm going to tell you, lights have to be red. The rooms had to be stocked up with baby oil. When I say baby oil, baby oil. Ding-ding! Baby oil, because that's what he likes. He likes a lot of baby oil. Okay, you guys? So baby oil is which the assistant of Diddy's assistant has assist and put baby oil in the room. Also, he like a dozen. She said sometimes they go through 2 dozen baby oils. Go through 2 dozen baby oils again. 2 dozen baby oils at every night for the escort and them. I just can't. 2 baby oils. Okay. Anyway. She also said that he likes her hair in a particular way. Usually it's down, and then when it comes to the freak off, when that male escort comes into the room, and she has her hair in a ponytail. Her nails have to be creamy white. Um, all this stuff. I'm like, man, like basically to me, it's like a porn star. You know what I mean? Like a porn video that he hires these male escorts, and then he's in the room sitting on a chair naked, and he's doing his business while his girlfriend is having sex with another man while he's watching and while he's doing his business. And like I said, it's the same thing as Cassidy. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This is like very similar. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what does it have to do with any charges that he's being charged with? And that's a good point, because I'm asking myself the same question too. Like, was she being forced? Was she being pressured? Did Sean Diddy Combs say that he's going to stop paying for her rent, her car, stop giving her money if she doesn't participate? In the beginning, she was all in agreements to do that because she loved Sean Diddy Combs. She wanted to make Sean Diddy Combs happy. She wanted to feel close to Sean Diddy Combs. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Sounds very familiar. Same thing that Cassidy said during her testimony. Now, this is what Jane had to say. She became emotional recalling the first night that she had sex with another person in front of Diddy. Jane claimed that she was in a relationship with Diddy from 2021 through 2024. She said that she called him Sean Baby and the nickname Ernie, while she was referenced to Bert from Sesame Street. I don't know what kind of nickname is that. That's kind of weird, but okay. Everyone has nicknames, so whatever. Then she also mentioned that she had been awake for 24 hours using ecstasy and Molly. She claims that they had been having sex for 12 to 15 hours. How the hell you can have 12 to 15 hours? My gosh, I'd be tired. Michael JJ would be tired. How the hell? I guess the drugs give you so much stamina that, you can just keep going on and on like Viagra, excuse me. I'm like, my gosh, 12 to 15 hours. This is what Jane said. Then Jane said, Diddy told her that he could make his fantasy as a reality. Basically just, guilt tripping her. Okay? 12 to 15 hours? That is a lot of lube. Excuse me, a lot of baby oil. I'm getting lube and baby oil mixed up. Forgive me, baby oil. A lot of baby oil. A dozen baby oil. Can you believe that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Just to please them, okay? And she just keeps going on. Like excessive use of baby oil, she testified. Excessive. They had to use bed sheets, blankets, towels. Yeah, you're going to need all that. If you're using 2 dozen baby oils, my gosh, it's like a cesspool. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Like I said, music, alcohol, furniture are being covered with all this. Like, it's like a sex porn video gone wrong. Gone wrong. That's what it was. And there's a pattern here with Sean Diddy Combs. And it's just crazy. But again, how does that relate to sex trafficking, racketeering? It seemed like she wanted it. But then she said during her testimony that she told Sean Diddy Combs, she told him verbally and wrote it down that she didn't want to do this anymore. She didn't want to do the freak offs. So I don't know what made her continue to do it for all those 3 years of their relationship. But in the beginning, she was down with it because, like I said, she wanted to, please her man, make him happy, draw closer to him, and then for them to have this special bond. And afterwards, when she was done having sex with the male escort, then that's when they got intimate. My gosh, I'd be so tired. I'd be tired. Like I would not even have the energy or the stamina to have sex again. Okay, but I guess when you have the drugs give you so much amped and so much adrenaline that you just can keep going on and on and on, and that's what happened to her. And it's just crazy. And then she also said that she was an old-fashioned relationship. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you were old-fashioned, why did you agree to it? Again, I'm not blaming her because she was the victim of this. But my thing is, why did you agree to it? Why did you agree to it? So, now, one of my sources told me that she knows who Jane Doe is. And she revealed the name to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes total sense now. Now, I'm not going to expose the name of the Jane Doe because out of respect of her privacy, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you who my source is either. But I did fact check everything before I even came up here and tell you this, and it's 100% true. And when I found out that this was true, it made all sense now. And I promise you guys, the name will be revealed who is Jane and why all of this craziness from last year or maybe 2 years ago and currently makes sense now because of Jane Doe. That's all I'm going to say about that, but it absolutely makes sense why she's using a name, Jane Doe, why she's not revealing her true identity, because Sean Diddy Combs knows who she is. Her baby daddy know who she is and who Sean Diddy Combs is. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because out of respect, I'm not going to release her names just to get a lot of clickbait, get a lot of viewers. I'm not going to do that, because when they put their name as an anonymous and they don't want their identity to be revealed, we have to respect that. Just like what happened to Maya. To me, that's just really ridiculous and messed up that whoever revealed her identity and now they're putting it out there on their channel just to get some views, some likes, is really messed up. You think that was easy for her to come up and testify? She didn't want to do it. She even said it during her testimony. She would have she would have died with this secret in her grave. Okay, she would have died, but she got subpoenaed and she had to go. When the government subpoena you to testify, you cannot walk away from it, because if you deny not testifying, you go to jail. Okay, so she didn't have a choice, but she did have a choice to be unidentified and not reveal her name, and she has every right to do that. That this was not easy for her, and she's still going through all the trauma and all the pain. And for some asshole, idiot, whoever the person is, just to say, "Oh, we know who she is, so let's just expose her name," that's wrong, and that's just not right. Until she's ready to release her name and her identity, that should be on her. That should be on her terms, not someone else's who's just doing it because, again, they're trying to get some likes, some clickbait. And out of respect for my source, out of respect for Jane, I'm not going to release her name, but I do know who she is, and everything will make sense later on, you guys, when the name gets revealed. I don't know if it is, but I'm not going to release her name because I'm not doing it. That's not what I do here on my show, on my podcast. No, I have to keep her identity safe and my source as well. But my source is very, very credible. That's all I have to say about that. So moving on. KK. Sean Diddy Combs, Chief of Staff. Boy, just found out. Okay, whoops. Let me find it on the thing for you. I am so sorry. There we go. Just find out that KK, Christina Kamor, is one of Diddy's co-conspirators. Yes, the prosecutors have named her as a co-conspirator, because everyone is saying, before I read this, everyone is saying, well, why is only Sean Diddy Combs? Why there's no other co-conspirators that was involved? Meaning the chief of staff, which was Christina Kamor, the assistants, the security guards, the bodyguards. They were involved in this because they witnessed and seen a lot of things that went down during Sean Diddy Combs' interaction with other people, okay, and they said nothing. So I'm happy to please, on June 5th, the prosecutors have announced that former chief of staff, right-hand woman, let me pop this up again, sorry, former chief of staff, right-hand woman, Christina Kamor, is the co-conspirator. That's it. And I did say that too in one of my videos. I did mention that she is going to be the one that's going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. She is going to be the one that's going to sign an immunity deal, get out of free jail card to save her own ass so she doesn't go to prison, and she's going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. I did say it, and look, it's starting to be true. It's starting to be true, guys. I don't know. It's starting to be true. And if she signs, take the deal. Just like George Kaplan and then the other assistants that former guy that worked in a hotel, the Intercontinental Hotel, that he signed an immunity deal because he took bribery. He took money from Sean Diddy Combs, and he knew what he did was wrong. Okay, don't think that she's not going to sign a deal. Okay, she's going to protect herself because she knows so much. She was there in the beginning with Sean Diddy Combs, and on top of that, every witness that has testified mentioned her name each and every time, you guys. So you're trying to tell me she's not a co-conspirator? Yes, she is. And now the prosecutors have named her as one of the co-conspirators. It was about damn time. About damn time. On top of that, the FBI seized her phone. Every phone record, every text messages, the FBI has it. So she has no choice, you guys, to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. Because that's what the prosecutor want. They want Diddy. They want other people that's involved. And if you're not going to cooperate, then your ass is going to jail too. So a lot of people, a lot of Sean Diddy Combs staff, they don't want to go to jail. So what they do, they sign an immunity deal. But once they sign that immunity deal, you guys, and once they take that stand, they got to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth will help you God. Because if they even lie, because the FBI and the prosecutors, they know. So they can't lie. If they lie in the stand, that's perjury. You go to jail, prison, whatever. You're going there. You are going there. I don't know, you guys, but to me, is a slam dunk, okay? Because Christina Kamor, she is the main ingredient. She is the key to all of this. Diddy's dynasty, okay? She is the key to all of this. Now, once she testified, then what the defense team is going to say? She's lying. She's making it up. She's. It's all about the money. Nice try, okay? Try a different defense because it can't be all about the money, okay? What has she got to gain for lying? She's the one who's seen everything. People have mentioned her name left and right during the testimony, the lawsuits and everything. So what can she possibly lie about? And the FBI seized her phone. They saw so many things that can incriminate her. So what was her reason for her if she's lying? That's what the defense team is going to say or use or going to try anything to twist around that, oh, she was involved in this, that she had a part of this. Yeah, she did because she didn't stop this. Because Sean Diddy Combs was just paying her, and on top of that, she was enabling Sean Diddy Combs' bad habits. She enabled Sean Diddy Combs to do all these sexual advances on people against their will. She enabled him, giving him drugs and among other things. She knew. She is like the AKA Ghislaine Maxwell. She is. She knows everything. That was his chief of staff. So you're trying to tell me she don't know what was going on? BS. She knew. And that's why the prosecutors want her. And don't be surprised that she won't take the stand in a couple of weeks. Just like I told you in my previous video, she is going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. And it's going to be crazy, you guys. Absolutely crazy. And I won't be shocked that other people's going to testify because I heard that D-Rock, one of Sean Diddy Combs' bodyguards, his name's been mentioned too, that he has witnessed stuff as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. A lot of people are going to testify Sean Diddy Combs because they're going to want to save their ass. But I'm very curious with the defense team who are going to testify in the behalf of Sean Diddy Combs. They have not released the names yet, who's going to testify on Sean Diddy Combs' behalf, but I'm very curious. I'm really, really curious who's going to say that everything that is alleged on Sean Diddy Combs is just a lie. That they're just trying to get him because he's black, because he's rich, because he's just this famous, person. I'm waiting for the names to be released who's going to testify on Sean Diddy Combs' behalf. I really am, because if there's anyone, actually, maybe his best friend, the one who's wearing a t-shirt Free Diddy, maybe he might testify. I don't know. But I'm very curious to see on the defense team that who's going to testify against, not against, but on Sean Diddy Combs' behalf. Now, with Jane, she's coming back on Monday to continue her testimony. The prosecutor is going to finish, and then next is going to be the defense team. And it's going to be interesting how they're going to put, nitpick of things, what she testified, what she told the prosecutor. So I'm very curious about that Monday. But it's just getting crazy. It's just getting juicy, you guys. Even though I am not physically there, but I am reporting to you guys the news and what's been going on in the trial because I've been getting my sources, and my resource is very credible. And I've been fact checking things, you guys, so I make sure I get all the tea and all the information correctly and give it to you guys. Because, be quite honest, I would love to go travel back to New York to go and be in a courtroom and take notes in real time. But as my situation, I'm starting IVF and stuff like that, so that would be so hard for me to do. But I am grateful and thankful that I'm getting all the information, notice all the stuff that I can report to you guys and tell you what's been going on the Sean Diddy Combs trial, because this is a high profile case, you guys. It's just been talked about left and right, left and right. And I'm just very, very, very curious. Very curious about Christina Kamor. I really want her to take the stand and for her to lay it all out. Lay it all out, you guys. So she can just tell everyone Diddy's little dirty secret. And I cannot wait for that. So stay tuned. And there's going to be more baby oil on the way. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys next time. Take care and God bless.